but you don't think things are like the early 80s. It's a different, it may have a similar outcome, in terms of like like me as a consumer or like me as a person trying to run a household. It may seem the same, just in terms of the net result. But in terms of the reasons why we're here, from an economics expert, perspective, do you think it's the same or different?
I think there's corollaries. I don't think it's
Okay.
the same. I think the journey has a bit of a similar destination.
Yeah, and that's what I would agree that the potential is there.
Yeah, but inflation's reminiscent. To a degree, but we've seen oil spike to its highest in, I don't know, 30 years-ish today.
Right.
I think when you look at not only inflation, but the Federal Reserve and monetary policy and what they're looking to do to stem it, if they increase interest rates, theoretically, that should lower inflation.
Right.
Monetary law.
Right.
However, if they don't do that quickly enough, we'll continue to see inflation go up. Money is cheap right now, right?
Right.
So that's why prices continue to go up. It's not just a supply chain issue, right? There's a monetary issue at play here.
There is, and part of that is that, at least from my perspective, is there's been so much money printed and provided, by way of, what I would say is probably necessary subsidies, due to the COVID, especially early on. But these various props that the federal government is infusing to keep the economy rolling when things, had to, contract from a business standpoint, what it's ended up doing is it's been driving prices up, especially in the asset realm. And then you have, this is how like the rich keep getting richer, is because then they end up with all this excess money, and then they go and they're buying buildings and bigger assets and more assets for more and more money.
Right.
And that's really causing the separation, even a larger separation between sort of like your average small business owner, individual, wage earner or what have you, and the top 1%. And I'm not meaning to vilify, the 1% or the top of the 1% either. I think it's just a reality that has to be, understood.
Yeah, there's definitely slack, in the economy, and we want things right now.
Yeah.
So if you go to the grocery store and something's not there is slack because money is cheap, and we've been able to
Right.
accrue more of it over the last 2 years because of a lot of these incentives.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying businesses, but I'm saying society in general. So when you go out and purchase these things, that could create a supply issue.
Yeah.
But to me, that is not the root cause of the problem.
Yeah.
By any means. So I think, I don't have a glass ball to look
No.
through, but history can be a good lesson for us here. And I think very reminiscent of
Absolutely.
80-81, the Volcker rule when they implemented higher interest rates in order to curb the inflation. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Federal Reserve said in 2 weeks they're going to increase the rate. So
I don't know. I just know I pulled all my money out of everything, and it's sitting in the bank. I'm going to put it in my mattress soon.
well, that is one option.
I'm kidding.
That is one option.
Call my grandma. She said, put your money in your
My
mattress.
father-in-law would say the same thing, actually.